So you always need savings because you are always going to be faced with your car breaking down, you need new tires, or your roof leaking. You just need savings as a backup that are accessible, other than your pension, which obviously you can't access until you're 55.
It's important for me to have savings because if, for example, if anything was to go wrong in our house, like the boiler breaking down, a flood, weather damage to the home, and say, for example, it was going to cost us £500, we could never afford to just hand over £500 to fix a bill. You know, we would either have to go to a family member, take a loan out in the bank, or sell possessions. You know, we don't have that luxury of being able to cover ourselves and give us that.
So yeah, I do like that idea because once you get paid, obviously some will go into savings, which then makes it easier to save, and so it won't be as easy to dip in and out of your savings. And then also it'll be good, it's also a good idea to have that as a buffer, and know that you have savings put aside.
It's taken off of payroll, so it's already taken from your salary. You don't need to make a conscious effort to put it away and to save. And I like how it is in a separate account, because then in my head it makes it harder for me to access because I'm not seeing the balance there all the time or in my savings account. So it's just easier for me just to have it kept away rather than seeing it in my online banking, and then you almost forget that you even have it.
And the big difference for me is the money's removed at source. So what arrives in your normal bank account is what you operate with, and you tend not to pay attention to what you've got saved elsewhere. And I've just found that a easier process to follow than that of traditional saving.
I think it's a really good idea because it means at the end of each month, that money's automatically going to be taken out of your paycheck, put aside, and it's going to make it easier for you and be peace of mind for you, because it's not money that you're going to have to worry about taking out each month because it's automatically done for you. I reckon every employer should offer this to their employees because I think it's a really good scheme, and at the end of the day it helps everyone out.
I know the money's there if I need it for a rainy day, or if the washing machine breaks down again, it's always there to help.
I just feel for me, you can sleep easy knowing that it's paid for and you're not worrying about, having to make extra minimum payments, things like that, to try and get debt down, whereas it's already then accounted for because you've saved for it.
It actually feels a little bit empowering to be putting away this amount every month.
Having a JARS account really reassured me, knowing that if something was to happen, I had a little bit of money to take care of something. It put my mind at ease. It was stress-free. So, like, if I spent too much money on the food shopping, I could say, no, it's fine. Take a little bit of money out of there and top it up.
Saving with JARS, which happens automatically, is so easy. And I kind of felt, wow, I'm actually saving each month. That's something that I can do. So that put me to thinking, how else could I start saving? So then I said to myself, why don't we try 5% of your salary?
One of the things I found with saving being quite difficult to do and never quite being able to get there, this is the sort of first time I've had an opportunity to save, which gives you quite a nice feeling of self-worth, because you feel like you're achieving something for once without it all disappearing out of sight. And it's not for the big things, it's for the little things, like if your family come to stay, there's always more costs involved. You go and do more things than maybe you did before. The fact that maybe just something simple like you could pay your insurance that year in one, and it's not direct debits, every month, making sure it's in the right place at the right time. So it's just that little hand, that little sitting on your shoulder, a little bit of security that you've got a little bit of money, and you've earned it.